Okay.
Kate, I just want to make sure that you're not in a moving vehicle.
No.
Okay. Hello, how you doing? The
Good.
Shag.
Yeah, how's it going?
Oh, how old are you, please?
I'm 38.
38. Fantastic. Can men get pregnant?
I guess the question I'd have for you is how are you defining men?
Um, Adult human male.
Well, then no. Adult human male and male
So,
can't have kids. They don't have the proper hardware.
so, I, so that's the most common definition for man and woman is adult human male, adult human female. I don't think they're the best definitions necessarily. However, when we use those definitions, we also have to look at the definition of gender, which is the male sex or the female sex, but in reference to social and cultural differences rather than biological ones. So trans women are culturally and socially female. Trans men are culturally and socially male.
Oh, okay. So are you saying that trans men can get pregnant then? Is that the more
Yep.
accurate um,
Yep.
what you're saying?
Yes.
So I guess the question I have then is why misrepresent like what you mean on your live?
I'm not misrepresenting what I mean. Trans men are men.
I would maybe they're a subset of men, but that wouldn't call them like men in the
Nope,
traditional
not a
sense.
subset. They're just men.
I'm a subset.
Well, yeah,
I would say that like a better working definition of the concept of man would be someone whose identity is centered or in reference to maleness, whether that is physiologically, socially, or psychologically.
so it's just I mean, I guess that's the problem is like then anyone can just be like, I feel like I feel like a man today, right? I mean, isn't that like by
Can anyone
defining it
just say
that
I
way,
feel like
you
a
Why would
can
someone do that?
I don't know, you tell me. I don't but why such a broad definition? I mean, that's the question. If we're saying men, you don't mean men. Like we've already defined that Dora doesn't mean men in general. It's just well, it's trans men. But again, like it's just this amoebic like it can just be whatever you want, which is a confusing way of starting a debate or discussion, and then it's hard to like really understand like what anything is because it could be whatever you want.
Okay, do you think that people can just identify as gay one day?
I mean, I guess there's nothing stopping you from doing it, but
Right. Do you have an issue with that?
no, people can live their lives how they want. No, I don't care.
And what makes you here?
Well, because I don't, I because men can't get pregnant. I think men, if you're discussing males, they cannot get pregnant. Trans men are capable because they are biologically female. Well, just because you changed it and you convinced someone to do so doesn't make it so, and that's not a disrespect to you. It's just it's the reality.
Right, I gave you a better working definition.
What was your Sorry, what was your better working definition?
I want that to write that down.
In identity centered around aspects of maleness.
Yeah, again, that's just so it can just change as you want to define it. There is no like clear. There is no delineation between male and female or men and women at that point. It's just well, if we feel like it, we can change it.
So when I get pregnant in about 6 months and I'm running around with my beard and my overalls, I am a woman that is pregnant.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, yes, you can present as a male. That's fine, but it doesn't mean that you're like So if we're talking about men and women, like you're a biological female that can have kids, yes, but you present as a male. But you're not like
Okay.
you know what I mean? Like I mean, if I walked into a store and like we cross paths and you have a beard just like I do and cool, like you present as a male, but I wouldn't define you as a man.
Sounds like it's going to be a lot more confusing if I am called a woman that's pregnant with a beard and overalls on. And my
Well,
voice
I
sounding
mean,
like
I
this,
don't. I
but
mean, your specific your specific situation is your thing. But if we're discussing the topic at hand, men can get pregnant. No, men can't get pregnant. Women can get pregnant. You are a woman who presents as a male.
Wait, does that mean all women?
What? No. Okay, so I see where this is. So you're saying no, yeah, but if you're going to get into you're talking about the fringe of society that can't get pregnant. Is that what you're talking about? Who were born for one reason or another?
One quarter of AFAB people have fertility issues.
Oh, but that's different. Your people were born, like, again, there is a biological predisposition to be able to procreate. Like, that's just how the mammals work, how the species work, is that the male species and the female species have two different roles. Men have one role, women have the other. Sometimes it's and it happens that these things can happen for one reason or another, that they cannot get pregnant.
Right, but when you're saying women can get pregnant, obviously you don't mean all women.
No, because we're not, because we're adults, right? And we understand that there are unfortunate circumstances, whatever that may be, but regardless, like, of the vast majority of women can get pregnant, or that is a biological function that they have.
So what is the harm in just letting me be a pregnant man?
There is nothing. There is nothing wrong with that. Who said that you can't be?
You are.
No,
You're saying that men get pregnant.
You did.
No, men. Yes, because men cannot get pregnant. You're a biological
So you're
woman.
saying that Cade is not a man.
Huh?
You're saying that Cade is not a man.
He is a biological woman.
Right. Woman is not a biological term.
Oh, yes, but in order for someone to get pregnant, we have to talk about biology.
Sure.
That's why the discussion is a little bit. It's starting from a weird. It's starting from a weird premise, because we have to discuss biology. No, hold on. Let me explain. Because you need biology to discuss this. But if you're saying now that men and women is not biological term, then we're kind of starting from weird ground.
Not at all. I think it's just essentially this prompt is up to kind of break the binary that gender and sex are the same thing, and that gender in itself is a binary.
Well, I believe it is. I believe.
Not.
Well, I mean, it is. I mean, the overwhelming majority is a binary. There are anomalies that occur that are with outside of that, but it is.
That would make it not a binary.
I guess. I mean, it's again, if we're in order to, I reject the premise that the gender is not binary. It is binary because you need male, female to reproduce. There's the binary, and
you're misunderstanding sex and gender.
What's that?
Yeah, sex and gender are not the same. Sex and gender are not the same thing.
I believe that they are tied together, though.
Sure, they can have like correspondence, but they're not the same.
Yeah, but
that's why I define man as like not only just having like physical or biological characteristics, but also psychosocial. Which is why I would say my working definition is better.
What psychosocial characteristics are you talking about?
Yeah, so when we talk about like socialized aspects, that would be like the concept of masculinity.
So, and you're saying that can be fluid between the genders. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that when we talk about concept of gender, masculinity is tied to that, and that's not biologically determined how we construct masculinity. That's a social aspect.
But again, I do think that they're tied to. They're just gender and sex are tied together. You can't fully remove them from each other, and you need them in order to.
I think we just need to definitely identify that we are moving into new spaces that require new words and new labels, and that we are able to do things we haven't been able to do in the past, and things are not going to be the way they've been in the past,
Oh, of
and
course.
it is okay.
Yeah, of course. And again, this is not to say that I'm a very I'm very much for people living their lives how they want. I mean, the question is presented here, and I'm just having I just happen to believe that, again, men can't get pregnant, women can get pregnant. Or if again, if you really want to break it down, trans men can get pregnant. But trans men, again, we're talking about a woman.
Thank you.
We're not talking about a man.
I'm a
I
man.
cannot get pregnant. Adora can't get pregnant.
I'm not saying you can get pregnant. I am saying that Cade might be able to.
Yeah, woman.
I'm a cis woman and I can't get pregnant. So
But
now what?
you know what? And that happens sometimes. It's not like what do you want me to say to that? I mean, it happens that some people cannot.
Right. So I'm saying
It doesn't
right,
make
I'm
you
saying
not
our
a woman.
capacity for pregnancy.
What?
Right, which I'm saying our capacity. One second. I'm saying our capacity for pregnancy does not determine our gender.
I know, but
It's not
yes,
determined by
but
our
you got to look a little bit beyond what I'm saying. You're taking my words and you're interpreting them in, like, I'm trying to think of how you're really. I mean, you know what I mean, but you're skirting what I'm saying in order to just make your point. You were born with the organs that allow you to get pregnant. For some reason or another, they don't work. I'm taking your word on that. That is the difference between
You don't know
yourself and myself.
You don't know that. You don't know that.
What do you mean I don't know that?
You don't know if I was born with the organs or not.
Were you?
Why ask?
Because we're having a discussion
That's the
about
whole
it.
point. Right. So if we're going to make generalized statements, are there men with the capacity for pregnancy? Yes. Are there women with the capacity for pregnancy?
There is no man with the
Yes.
capacity for pregnancy. None. Zero.
Here we just had one up
No.
Literally.
That's
By the way, bye. Cade, bye, Cade. Thank you for coming up.
I don't. No, you didn't. Again, you guys keep using. So I've been pretty good, I think, about like how like you had a trans man up here, which is not a man. It is that's a biological woman that now identifies as a man. Trans man that can have.
term.
What's that? Trans man's not a
Woman is
biological
not a
term.
Neither is cis woman or cis man. Those are not biological terms.
Yeah, I know.
Male and female are biological. Well, I don't know why you're saying biological woman. There's no such thing as a biological woman.
Tiring. Man, I don't know how you do this for 4 hours, Dora. Congratulations, you're a trooper.
Typically can't. Typically have to push for 3. Today I got all the energy.
Go ahead.
Your insistence. I'll tell you what though. Your insistence on invalidating trans identities is wearing me down for sure.
It's not. I'm not invalidating your existence. You exist. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about
Right,
it.
but you're saying she's not a woman.
I would not call you a woman. No. I mean, I would not disrespect.
Right,
I'm
so you're
not
invalidating trans
disrespecting you.
identity.
Well, no, listen. I'm not
That
disrespecting
is
you, Adora.
disrespectful.
Listen, but what I'm
Sure
telling
you
you, you can take it as disrespect. That's your prerogative.
Well, I don't think you're a man.
That's okay. Oh my God. What I'm saying is if I saw you, I'd be respectful. I'll call you she. That's fine. I have no issue with that. But what I'm saying is, again, what's that?
That's the absolute bare minimum.
Okay. Is it? I mean, but what I'm saying is, and it's not an invalidation of your existence. If I say that you're
No, it literally is. You are invalidating our identities. Like literally. Like you don't
No,
get
I'm
to say
not.
that you're not.
No,
You are.
Am I a woman?
you're a trans woman.
Yes, no. According to you, the answer is no.
Yes, you're
And
a
that would
trans
be
woman.
invalidating. Right. So you're invalid. How are you not getting that? You're saying that I am wrong about who I am.
Is there something wrong with saying that you're a trans woman though?
Subscriber, Carrie, thank you, Jesus.
So what is trans in that term, in terms of like a grammatical item? What is that?
What do you mean? It's just it's identifying who you are.
Is it an adjective?
It's a descriptor. You were born.
Is that what a right? Is that what an adjective is?
Yes. Sorry. Yes. Oh man. Sorry about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So is a greenhouse a house?
No.
A greenhouse is not a house. What is it?
Nope. It's a. What do you mean? It's a greenhouse? It's not a house. It's like a shed, if anything.
Why would it be a shed?
Oh, because
Here, let me just,
how
let
are we
me just
defining house?
change
A
the
house
color.
is.
A red. Let me just change the color. Is a red house?
Oh, you're saying like a
house?
greenhouse, like the color green. I thought you meant like a
Yeah.
greenhouse, like where you grow, like a garden.
Right. Yeah. So is a red house a house?
It is the color of a house. Yes. Yep.
But is it a house?
Sure.
Right. So
I think
now
it's
red is the adjective.
Right. Yeah.
And house is the noun. So if trans is just describing what type of woman Adora is, why would she not be a woman?
Because I think it's important to be able to separate someone like my wife, say, like, so we're talking, we understand who we're talking about. My wife is a woman, Adora is a trans woman. But
Wife would be a cis woman then.
but that doesn't mean, that has nothing to do with how I look at Adora as a person. Like if her and I came across each other on the street, I wouldn't treat her any differently. But I can still say that's a trans woman. That was a biological man. They can't get pregnant.
Are
Done.
currently.
What's that?
Right. Did you hear the guitar analogy?
What guitar analogy?
Would you say an electric guitar is a guitar?
Yeah.
Would you say an acoustic guitar is a guitar?
Yep.
So they're both guitars?
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're different?
They are different, yes.
Yeah.
They are
That would
different,
be
but-
the analogy. A cis woman and a trans woman. They're different.
There's a huge
But
difference.
they're both still women.
No, there's a huge difference between cis
Just
women and trans women. Huge difference.
Right, just like an electric guitar.
No, there's not. No, because the function of the guitar is the same. I don't even know why I need to explain this. Like there's
What is
100.
the function of a woman?
The function of a woman.
Yeah.
I mean, this a lot of this just like for me again. If the topic of the conversation is men can get pregnant, and I say no, they can't. It's because there's a biological reason behind it all. Just like there is a biological reason why a trans woman and a woman or a cis woman, as we're saying, is not the same. I guess we can go.
Not the same.
And then, but a guitar. But you're asking to equate a guitar with like with a flute. They have two different purposes. They're two different instruments. But they're two different instruments. They both make music. If you really want to, like, men and women, they both have this.
You're missing it here. They're both instruments. They're just different types of instruments.
No, you're missing it because they're completely. You can't equate men and women to guitars. They're 100% different. I mean, it's kind of a silly thing anyway.
I'm not
but
equating men and women to guitars.
Then why bring it up?
Equating how we. Because I'm explaining it to you.
Okay, please.
I'm talking about in terms of how we classify things. So the classification of guitar is a general one. And you can have specific types of guitars, such as an electric guitar or a acoustic guitar. They're both still under that classification, even though they're different. And that's what I'm talking about in terms of how we classify trans and cis women. Is yes, we are recognizing that trans and cis women are not the same, but they're both classified as women. And I think woman in itself is very much a psychological experience.
No,
Because
what?
as someone who is,
Okay,
yeah,
sorry, I'm not a woman,
as someone,
so pardon me. Go ahead.
sure, so it's being a man. As a cis woman, um, I will tell you, being female is not enough. Very much within society today, uh, I receive hate and hostility for not conforming to patriarchal ideals of what a woman should be.
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't. That's unfortunate. I mean, I don't. Okay, I don't know what. I don't know how I'm supposed to respond to that. But I can assure you that uh, being a man is not a state of mind. Um, or you
It
know,
is a psychological.
I
You
mean,
wear
I mean, that's
dresses.
totally part of it. I mean, it's a very weird. It's a very weird place to be, right? I mean, it's an amalgamation of all of this stuff. Sure, it's a psychological experience because we all have experiences that we come across. They're very different, person to person. Um, we have brain chemistry. Everyone's is different, obviously, but it's not far to reach in that, like, there is like a line that we could sort of pull through just about, well, not just about everyone, but there is an average, I think, that we can kind of pull things through. And when it comes to, I mean, you're not going to convince me that men, that being a man or being a woman is a psychological experience. It is way, way more than that. Way more than that.
It is very. Well, I'm saying that is one aspect of it.
Yeah, well, of course. I mean, yeah. I, I mean, there's
Yeah.
no disagreement here on that. But
Yes. So, do you wear dresses?
no,
Why not?
because yeah, it doesn't seem like very comfortable.
Really? Only because it doesn't seem comfortable?
Well,
What doesn't seem comfortable about it?
and I certainly would not look good in a dress. That's for sure.
I disagree. I think we could tailor one to really amplify your shape.
Not my shape. Not my
But
shape.
don't be disingenuous here. You know why you don't wear dresses.
Well, yeah, because I mean, I would say it's inappropriate for me to wear a dress. And I don't want
Why would
to.
it be
I mean,
inappropriate?
just the simple fact I don't want to. Like, it's very, very cut and dry. I don't want to.
Why would it be inappropriate?
I, why would I don't know because, like, for some of the reasons I mentioned, because it it wouldn't fit my body style. It wouldn't just fit my how I want to live my life. You know.
What does that mean? Why wouldn't it fit? I would think it would be like actually more comfortable for you in terms of like having easy access to like pee and shit. Can we just say the quiet part out loud that you don't want to wear dresses because they're considered women's clothing?
Yeah. Well, is that a mean thing to say?
No, I'm just sure. Like, if you were to put a dress on, would it make you any less male?
Sure. Yes. It would be
It
pretty
would make
funny
you less male. How would it? How would it make you less male?
because men don't wear dresses. That's why.
Well, no. So we're talking about male,
Oh,
and
sorry.
male
Then.
is biological characteristics.
Yeah, males don't wear
So
dresses.
I'm sorry. Would you say putting on a dress makes you less male?
No, I guess not. If we're talking biology, no, it wouldn't make me less male. No.
No.
Yeah.
Right. So why wouldn't you wear it then if it doesn't change your maleness?
Because I don't want to wear it. Because I don't think I would look good in a dress. I mean, seriously, because I wouldn't look good in a dress.
Right, because there is this social conditioning that dresses are for women, so that article of clothing does not align with your gender. And so you would experience internal discomfort wearing something that doesn't confirm your gender.
What? I don't know. I guess. I mean, not everything I do needs to be like affirmed or confirmed by everyone. I think that's a big difference that I'm feeling here. Like, I don't require every time I walk out into public that someone affirms that I'm a male. I kind of just go about my day. Like it's, you know what I mean? Like it's, I don't know.
I'm not saying that it needs to be affirmed by society. I'm saying that it affirms you internally, yourself. And that I think a lot of cis people fail to recognize that they're engaging in behaviors or choices that are affirming their gender on a social level.
I don't see how this relates to men getting pregnant, but I guess you're right. I mean, I don't know. Like you know what I mean? Like
So
can we tie this back to the subject?
right. Yeah. Like we've already, because I'm showing that when it comes to your biological characteristics, while I do think they are related to gender, they are not all encompassing. Just like you putting a dress on does not make you any less male, but it invalidates your gender as a man internally. This is why trans women are women, because internally there is a sense of femaleness.
Yeah, again, it's, yeah. I want to say a funny line from a movie, but I'll refrain. But it just doesn't change. I mean, women, as opposed to trans women, we're still talking about two very different things. I'm fine with you feeling like you're a woman. You can dress like a woman. You can do everything you can to modify your body to look like that. But it doesn't change the fact that
in some level, sure, we're acknowledging that there are different biological characteristics.
Right.
But in terms of like social and psychological, I would argue that there is more overlap, which is why they meet the qualification and classification of woman.
I just think it's important, though. Like it's important to distinguish. It's important to make those distinguishing.
Why do we have the terms trans and cis? Because there are differences between us.
I just think cis is unnecessary. Just use man or woman. Why do we need? Why do you need?
But you just said that it's important to recognize the differences.
Yes, the difference is man, trans man. You are trans woman, so the woman part.
I think we've gone as far as we're going to go here. Unless Kenzie has something else she wants to say.
Can you tell me what trans means?
Yeah, that you've transitioned from being male to, or you've transitioned from your biological sex to your now identifying sex.
No, trans does not mean transition in this context.
What does it mean then? Please.
It means on the opposite.
Well, what's the difference there then? I mean, again, this, you guys, I appreciate you doing your live. It's important, these discussions I think are good because even, you obviously want to reach people who don't understand or know. So I want to know what you mean. Like, explain further how that's different from what I said.
Because transitioning would be an actual action, where trans in this context is a prefix, which means on the other side of, and cis means on the same side of, which is why cisgender and transgender are the appropriate prefixes.
Well, again, that's literally the same thing I was saying. Like, so you would have to you'd have to go to the other side of this, in this case, the other side of man being woman. So like, I don't understand how, just because you say a bunch of extra words doesn't make you any more right. I mean, you're literally saying what I said.
What is transitioning? What is transitioning?
I would have to ask you that, because the way I see it through everything is you are going from, again, your biological sex and making whatever adjustments that you feel that you need to make in order to identify on the other side of that sex or gender spectrum.
So trans people who haven't transitioned aren't trans?
Well, it doesn't happen in a day, so I guess not. Well, I don't know why it's not. I'm not. It's
In
not a
4.5
dig.
hours now.
It's not a
I'm
dig.
ready to end, and I don't think this conversation is productive anymore. So you have a good day.
Well, really? That's it? Wow. Well, okay. So, actually made some money on that live. Sorry to subject you guys to that. Someone mentioned me in this live. What's going on, everyone? Thanks for joining the live. Appreciate it. I just want to jump in and speak with this individual in particular because, one of the issues I have with all this is that there's inability to like accurately describe like what's going on. Do I have any problem with their existence? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't care. But I'm not gonna. When someone puts in chat, men can get pregnant. I'm gonna say no, not gonna happen. Men cannot get pregnant because, I mean, and again, they're starting from a dishonest premise. Trans men can get pregnant because they're biological women. But even then, I would say, and I didn't even bring this up. Even then, I would say that there's probably an issue. There might be an issue if they're transitioning. The hormones they're taking, it might have some effect on their actual biology. What's up, Hypnotic? I saw Camelot too. Good to see you guys. Good to see everyone in here. Sleazy, Dick Around Brown, Sonia. Hypnotic says, not productive equals you are making points and we can't challenge our worldview. Otherwise, the indoctrination would not be complete. Yeah, I've been in this person's live before, and this is what they do. I was getting tips from people. Like I was getting like roses or whatever from people. So pretty there's plenty of people in this live who agree with me on this and who are being like, yeah, dude, we get what you're saying. It makes sense. Like, keep going. It's really, it's too bad when you can't, like, yeah, not productive means that they don't have anything else to say. And they keep saying the same thing, like these overly verbose definitions of things. And again, like we kind of started out by saying, I tried saying to them, like, your definitions of men, women, and all that is so broad. It just depends on the day of the week if you want to identify that way. Oh, today I'm kind of feeling like a man. Like, then they bring up the whole idea about wearing dresses. And this is not me personally. I'm not saying anything against trans individuals. I just don't. It's totally fine. People can live the life how they want. It doesn't affect me. I'm cool. My shirt's all wrinkled. Shit. So that's fine. But again, the person in this debate is starting from a false premise. Can men can get pregnant? No, they can't. Men cannot. Beard question. I grow mine for a month, but then drool while sleeping drives me nuts. I have to shave it. Sounds like a skill issue. I don't know. Well, good. That live is over. Can't stand it. Am I going to wear a dress? No. Not going to wear a dress. It was a funny moment though. I was like, man, people are going to have fun with this. People are going to have fun with this. Everyone has their opinion on this stuff. It is what it is. People can have their own opinion. It doesn't bother me in the least. Sleazy, member for 13 months, just to make you think I'm giving you money. Thanks, Sleazy. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate your 13-month support. Hey guys, if you would be so, for the people who are here, if you haven't done so yet, we now have an official YouTube page for the Midweek Hump. I'm gonna throw it in chat there. If you guys would do me a favor and sub to that channel, we're going to start doing live streams over here, not this week, but the week after. I'm starting to move all of the midweek hump stuff over to that channel. Like clips and everything are going to go over there. There won't be any midweek hump stuff over here. It'll all be on that own specific channel, just in case, God forbid, we get like nuked over here. You know, I don't want to lose everything, especially with that show, in case I do something dumb or one of my guests does something dumb at some point. But that's the new channel that I want to get everyone subbed on. We're trying to get up to monetization when we can, get the community, be able to get the community stuff going. And if for no other reason, if the reason that you're subbed or you're a member over here is because of that show, you'll be able to become a member over there once we do hit monetization. And then we're all going to split the revenue and everyone's going to have like ownership in it for the people who are on the panel. So like that's, please, if you could. Yeah, no, I mean, robust. Trust me, I know that I'm a bit of a hairy ape and sometimes I am not very smart, but I do know that I think there's a reason. I think there's a good reason to acknowledge the importance of biology when having these discussions. Can men get pregnant? No, men can't get pregnant, and that's fine. There's nothing contentious about it. And if you're going to try and have the debate, like it's better to say trans men. Future boy, beard question. Do you use shampoo conditioner on that beard as the same as on the head? Yes, you have to wash. You have to wash this, dude. And I usually will like blow dry it. As it like the workers will own the means of production. Yeah. Well, we did it for a little bit last year or first year where we kind of split super chats and stuff. But I really, it was more of like the moving forward business situation with it, like kind of our next 100 episode goals and everything. But I want to really make sure that we all get our part because we've all worked really hard to make the midweek hump what it is. And I want to make sure I delineate too between like midweek hump stuff and like everything that I'm doing, and not get the wires crossed too much. And you know, it's just, that's kind of where I'm at with that. They're mad at words. Yeah. I mean, I get it. I mean, you know, there's this idea that I'm, you know, they even said like I'm invalidating who they are. And again, like if they want to take it that way, that's their problem. If someone says to me, "Oh, you're not a man," okay, what you say doesn't matter to me. Doesn't matter to me. You could just stand in my face and say, "You're not a man. You're not a man. You're a little bitch. You're not a man." You might catch hands eventually, but like if someone like in conversation, if we're talking about a subject that's dealing with something like this, like not the end of the, like, oh my God, it wasn't like a stake through my heart. Right. And again, they're people. I think so. I think the most important thing that we can sort of gather from this discussion is like, I mean, people are people. Let's be honest. Humans, we got to treat fellow human beings with respect and dignity. I think it's important. I think to expect it all the time is a bit much, but again, I think approaching people with respect and dignity is what most of us do. If we're approached immediately with, you know, hate, vitriol, then most people are going to jump back on the defensive. I mean, there's no doubt about it. But if you're going to have debates about stuff like this, you need to have a little bit more of a spine than, oh my God, what you said hurt my feelings. But don't do these debates. If you can't stand the heat, get out the kitchen. And the analogy, like the whole guitar analogy, like I really want to work through that. Well, there's an electric guitar and there's an acoustic guitar. There's still guitar. Like, what, dude? Why did the trans man only eat salad? Because he was a herb before. What I wanted to say was sticking feathers up your butt does not make you a chicken. But I refrained because I knew I would get kicked right at that moment. I knew right then that I would get kicked. You ever hear about those non-binary prospectors? They're golden, them their hills. Okay, that's enough, Space Zombie. I don't want to read a bunch of dad jokes. No, we got a lot of good things. I'm actually gonna be gone this week. The midweek hump's gonna be hosted by the gang this week. I will not be there, and which is totally cool and fine. But I'm going camping tomorrow evening. I'm doing an interview tonight with my buddy Aldous on the farm just off Orwell Lane. So we're doing a Ready Set Shag episode tonight with that. For me, it's more that respect is earned, not freely given. Yeah, I think that's fine. But I think most people, like when they approach someone in like a public setting, you're going to offer up that like I don't know what the word is. Is it respect? Like you're not immediately going to be a piece of garbage to someone. You're going to be respectful. So that's just what I mean. And with a lot of these like, and that's how I would be in person with this individual. Be respectful. There's no reason not to be. It again, in my opinion. At least we'll have a real host. Yo, what is that all about? Speaking of, I gotta make sure that I gotta create all the assets and stuff for that tonight because I don't want to forget. And I gotta make sure. Okay, he is an admin on there, but I'm gonna get another one. Personality is everything. As soon as their personality is identity, you are boring. Yeah. Hey, Sonia, have a great day. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you. If you guys haven't hit the like button, throw me a like if you can. I'd love it. Oh my God. McCracken already made a meme. I don't even know. Thanks, McCracken. This looks like I'm just wearing a flannel though. Dude, look how weird I look without a beard. With just that always just looks so weird to me. Looks so weird. All right, zombie. Tell us one more. Tell us one more. A blue jeans dress? Okay. Tell us one more. My God. So I just finished Fallout. And I gotta say, man, a lot of good surprises in that show. A lot of cool surprises. I think that you could watch that show as someone who didn't play the games and really like it and understand where it's going. Where is it? I already saw. I see it. I don't see it there, bud. Was in the Navy and the barracks sucked. I married a lesbian, so we could move out in town. We both made nearly double the cash. I'll have to watch your video on it, Sleazy, because it wasn't a perfect show, but it's certainly, the show was much better than everyone let on that it would be. Everyone was having a fucking anal prolapse over how bad the show would be before it came out, and then it came out and it was totally, like, it was above average. Like, I would give it a 7.5 out of 10, like, easy. And I think season 2 has the potential to be better. How do gender neutral serial unalivers attack their victims? They, them. Hate you. Beat the system. Married folks. The military got special treatment. Yeah, I think the I think that the Fallout show was, I think the Fallout show was a breath of fresh air in that we got a lot of really bad video game adaptations. We've gotten a lot of bad shows in general, but this one showed that there is still something. Oh, they slashed them. I think that there's still some creativity left. I think Maximus is the weakest part of that show. I think Maximus is easily the weakest part of that show, which is unfortunate. Because I think there's really great potential in the Brotherhood of Steel storyline, and I think that is where the show fell short and why I just kind of deduct too many points. But there was great, that show. I was pleasantly surprised at how engrossed I was with the characters throughout it. I didn't really feel like at any point I was like, what is, even the brother, I felt like, oh my God, like what is he doing? Like, what is he going to get himself into? And honestly, what I thought was going to end up happening at the end was I thought that they were going to get into like the synth stuff, that people were synth, but didn't. And that's fine, because how they did it was totally good. The payoff at the end was good. I wanted to go back and read more about why people are mad about the New Vegas stuff. They're all mad that I don't know what, maybe canonically what is going on. I did read an article that substantiated the choices, that this is all canonically correct. It was a Forbes article. I don't know. What's up, Static? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you, big man. You don't need to walk me through anything. I'll just watch your video. I know that show was good. It was fine. Or are you talking about the New Vegas stuff? You talking about the New Vegas stuff? And the greatest part about television, I think, is that there are some objective things that are just pretty damn bad about shows. This one, I think it broke the mold as far as video game adaptations goes, and that's the New Vegas stuff. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Um, who is this? Who this? Good debate though. I'll try and chop up what I can in there to get a couple of clips out, because there was a couple of good moments. There's a couple of good moments. I really do. When it comes to these TikTok debates, I do my best to be respectful. I really do. Whoa. I got 21 new followers off of that. I got 21 new followers on on uh on TikTok from that one debate. That's hilarious. And a couple messages. Here's a message. Thank you for speaking up for women and men. No problem. There is common sense that floats around on everything on these apps. So Shags, did you enjoy all the commies are good quotes? Is that what you liked about it? No, I think I can for sure separate the fictional world of Fallout with today. Again, I think the black pilling of everything that comes around is getting, it's just getting really tiring for me. And I don't, again, I noticed it, but then I also understand like where this is, like how this is being framed in the Fallout world. You know what I mean? Like it all made sense in how these characters were developing. Because when I look at like Cooper and how his story is playing out throughout the whole story, and how he's sort of like, I mean, he's like the full on, like, capitalism and all this blah 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 blah. But I think he doesn't turn into a commie. He turns into and sees the reality of what people are doing, and how evil people can be. It becomes about how evil, like, a lot of times corporations can become. And I don't think that we are, I mean, I think a lot of people are aware of that actually going on. I mean, let's look at pharmaceuticals. Like, it's been put in because it's modern politics, I guess. Maybe. I mean, but it didn't ruin like what was going on, because in the context of the story of Fallout, it all made sense, and it made sense with the characters' motivations. I mean, again, you if that bothers you, that's totally fine. And I haven't actually heard anyone else really talk too much about the politics kind of slid into it, because I think a lot of it came back to, we saw a really great story playing out. We saw characters starting in one place and ending in another. And I mean, Lucy great was great storytelling, in my opinion. Like where she started, like all idealistic and everything with what was going on in the vault, to being completely disillusioned by everything, and having to become part of the world, and leaving the vault behind. Everything she knew, and all the steps along the way. Yeah, I mean, but again, Static, I was saying, like, a lot of this stuff just sort of made sense in that world, and I was able to look by, because it wasn't like someone sat me down and was like, "Here's what you got to do." And I like that fucking Batman comic that everyone was sharing. It's good. I would keep going with it, Dick Round Brown. I would keep going with it. It's good. Especially, I thought the last 3 episodes, I found myself like, okay, I need a little bit more. I need a little bit more. Felt like a similar propping up of Hollywood, like Journos and Civil War. I didn't get that, Static. I didn't get that from there. I haven't seen Civil War yet, but I keep hearing about what they're doing with it. But I didn't get that feeling about propping up Hollywood. But my favorite part was when the Fallout guy said it's Fallout time, and Fallout at all of them. Shut up, Tommy. Um, I'm a binge a few episodes today since I have off. You enjoying the Shogun? Oh, you know what? I actually haven't watched Shogun. That's next on my list, I think. I was kind of in a drought, and I knew everyone was watching it, and I kind of took my time getting to it, but I'm gonna watch it. Maximus was kind of meh at the beginning, but as you came to know him, I really like him, especially when they were in Vault 4. Yeah, so that was kind of, and that was, I guess, my issue with Maximus is that his arc took so long to sort of, it was kind of like this weird, like, beep, and then it, and then even at the end, I kind of felt like it was just sort of, but he had, but once, yeah, once they got to sort of like Vault 4 and he finally like has a conscience, I felt okay, now we're starting to see him take off a little bit. But it was really good. Overall, I think the show is totally worth people's time. It's totally worth people's time. Yeah, good stuff. I do want to. I'll probably do a little bit more thorough of a review of it because I do think it deserves, like, I think it deserves a well thought out thing. Maximus was kind of weird black dude with a white perspective. He he just quit spoiling, you degenerate. Now I'm just um yeah, he was even his voice, like, this is a weird thing to nitpick, but his voice was weird. Oh, Deadpool 3 looks good. Like, the trailer was awesome. The trailer was hype big time. And I do hope I hope it's good. But it does, they're obviously blending MCU with him. So, um got me on the edge, better pull through. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. But I think Hugh Jackman putting on the claws and teaming up with him and it being so explicit, I think it's going to be hard to not enjoy it. I like Deadpool. I you know I've liked the Deadpool movies. I think they're great. I think they're a breath of fresh air with the superhero stuff. So I hope that 3 is a good sort of like link between everything. But I do think that superhero movies need to disappear eventually. I think it might be smart for superhero movies to just be done. 2 was weak. Yeah. I'm a normie. I don't think I'm a normie, but I've played enough Fallout to, I mean I haven't poured over lore the way some people have with Fallout, but I've played enough of it to think that this show respected where it's been. I don't know. I just have a different, this stuff just doesn't bother me in ways that it does a lot of other people. I don't know why. Um, yeah. I guess I'm a normie. I don't know. It, I don't even, I just, I'm part of me is okay. If that's what it is, fine. Um, I'm tired is what it comes down to. I'm tired with I'm tired with Hollywood. I'm tired with the cycle of commentary. I'm tired uh with how we're supposed to react to things. I don't I just I like I again I the Fallout show was an interesting example of I think good things that can happen. It's not perfect. There's very few shows nowadays that even are kind of as good. is where it is where all that is. I'd say more of a moderate than a normie. Yeah. I looking forward to Cavill being a Wolverine variant. His tiny arms in the suit will be hilarious. Jags, run Mario Sunshine on stream. I personally love it, but you'll be the ultimate judge. Sunshine. Is that the one with the water where you got to spray everything down? Hypnotic. I thought the same thing, dude. I thought the same thing. I thought it's certainly not perfect. I think 7.5 out of 10 is a great rating for it. And I think what's great about that show is that everybody can like it. And I think that's the point. Fallout appeals to people who enjoy the show, and Fallout appeals to people who are new to the franchise. Oh, this is based on a video game? Oh, this is cool. What's all this about? Wow, why does that guy not have a nose? All this shit. I think there's so many reasons why it can be considered a good show. It doesn't mean it's devoid of criticism or you cannot criticize it. Criticize all you want. Make 1,000 videos on why you think it's bad and why it doesn't line up with lore. But I think when it comes to like where we're at right now, and this is something that we also have to move away from, and I've said this on stream before. We need to stop having low expectations of shows and being able to go into something that we're like, oh, like I'm proud to go see this and not have it just be good because our expectations were like bottom of the barrel. In Fallout, I was excited for it because I thought the teaser looked good and I thought the trailer looked good. So I went into it being like, I like the series. I like how this looks. Jonathan Nolan did really well with season 1 of Westworld. This could be good. And sure enough, I felt good by the end. So play some New Vegas, go full cowboy like the founding fathers intended. All right. They're in for a shock when they play the games. Wait, they're in for a shock when they play the game. New Vegas is great. I actually don't think I beat New Vegas. Come to think of it. That's what I should play on stream. Is I should probably do a New Vegas stream on my gaming channel. Fury Road was a movie. As a movie is 10 out of 10. As a Mad Max movie is 9 out of 10. I heard it was decent, good from reasonable people. Now, are you talking about Fallout? It was. I mean, I think so. And I don't think liking it is bad at all. I think yeah, New Vegas is really good. Actually, I know I know people are, they're dumb about it, but I know people are dumb about it. But Fallout 4 I think is a really enjoyable game too. I don't know. I like it. I've actually been watching a little bit. I've been playing a little bit of 4. I should reinstall. What I want to do is go back and play Fallout New Vegas without mods. That would be. I just like to play these games a lot of times as they're intended. And managing the mods, I just hate managing the mods. Hate it. Hated it. Where is my library? It was hit and miss. Yeah. I think that's fair. I think that's fair. I actually didn't. Well, at first, play New Vegas with stabilizing mods. It's only 9.3 gigs. Let's go. Yeah, I don't want to add any like content. I like to play vanilla first and then go back, and that's what I did with 4. I played it vanilla first and beat it, And then I went back and played it with a whole bunch of mods that could like, I think it was like crafting ammo, like junk was nothing. I could like, didn't weigh anything. Just made it easier to craft. Oh, and it removed like the limitations on the base, so I could build the base as much as I want. You got to install 400 mods for Fallout 4 to make it enjoyable at the cost of your rent. I haven't done like a full playthrough of a game in a long, long time. People who used to watch me on Twitch know that it's been a long time since I played a game start to finish. I think the last time I did was probably Dark Souls or Elden Ring. Good stuff, y'all. I appreciate you. I appreciate everyone's input on the stream. I appreciate you guys showing up for these debate streams. I know it's not for everybody, but to me, I think they're fun. I think I get a little bit more out of them. I get to see where people are at, and quite honestly, you get to see that there's people who are rational human beings that aren't just like validating these people all the time. And it doesn't even need to be a bad thing. Like, I do think the discussion needs to stay open. I don't think you're putting the cat back in the bag, but I think overall, when it comes to the discussion on like all of the stuff with trans individuals, that you have to, I mean, I think it needs to be an adult conversation. Kids shouldn't be involved with it. This is not something that kids should be doing before 18. I think we need to talk about all that stuff. So, but I appreciate y'all. It's been a lot of fun today, talking about Fallout, talking about games, talking about debating. Content warning. Yes, I do want to play that. When I get a chance, I definitely will. Anyways, thank you guys so much. Like I said, if you're still here and you have not done so yet, please go over to our Midweek Hump YouTube channel and subscribe over there, please. We're trying to get over to like get our monetization over there and build our following over there, because all of our live streams after this week are going to be over on that channel. So we're going to start growing again, pushing, and doing that. So thank you all for your time. I appreciate you. Beta Shubi, wait, you feel? Oh yes, everything looks good. Of course, happy to join you. Can't promise I'll be very active. But all right, guys, I gotta go. Y'all be good. Take care of one another, and we'll see you guys on the next debate stage. And tonight, 8:30 p.m. Mountain Time, I'm talking with Aldous on the farm just off of Orwell Lane for a Ready Set Shag episode number 36. Check that out tonight. Hit the reminder. We'll see you later tonight. See ya.
I like to put stuff online.